Knitting has become the focus of renewed interest during the unprecedented events of this past year. Its long history of creating warmth and comfort has drawn new converts to the craft during the pandemic. Here we would like to explore the basics of the knit stitch in the continental knitting style. It can help to begin with a chunky, tightly woven yarn, one that doesn't split easily and requires thicker needles that are easier to learn with. Begin by making a slip knot. Create an X around the index finger of your non-dominant hand and cross one leg of the X over the other. Pull the other leg through and tighten the loop. This is the anchor for your cast-on row. Place the loop on your left-hand needle. Now hold the needle with the slip knot in your left hand and wrap the yarn coming from the skein over the left index finger and hold it against your left palm with the remaining fingers to create tension. Work with it until it feels comfortable. Now push the needle in your right hand through the loop from left to right behind the left needle and catch the yarn. Draw the yarn through the loop, creating a new one. Slip this new loop off the right needle and onto the left, and tighten it around the left needle. You now have 2 stitches on the left-hand needle. Continue casting on stitches until you have the desired number for your piece. The process of knitting is a blend of 2 stitches called knit and purl. Every knitted creation is designed from these 2 stitches blended in a variety of ways. However, most people begin the journey into knitting with just the knit stitch. Push the right hand needle through the first loop on the left needle as before and catch the yarn. Pull the yarn through the loop. Now slip the original loop off the left hand needle and tighten the new loop on the right needle. You now have 1 less loop on the left and 1 new loop on the right, and you have knit your first stitch. Continue to knit the rest of the stitches on the left needle in the same way until all the stitches are gone, and you have the same number of new stitches now on the right hand needle. Pass the needle from your right hand to your left and begin knitting the stitches off of the left hand needle again. This knit-on-a-knit design is called garter stitch. It is used in many ways in knitting designs. Obvious uses like blankets, scarves, and washcloths immediately come to mind, but it is also used to create texture in basically any kind of knitted creation. When your piece is complete, it is time to bind off or cast off your work. To remove your work from your needle, hold the completed piece in your left hand. Knit the first stitch as before, removing 1 stitch from the left needle and adding a new stitch on the right. Now, push the right needle through the next loop on the left as before and catch the yarn. Pull the new loop through as if to knit, and help it to continue through the stitch that is already on the right hand needle. Slip the old stitch off the left needle and pull tight. There will now be 2 stitches removed from the left needle, and still only 1 stitch on the right. Continue working the stitches like this until there are no stitches remaining on the left needle and only 1 on the right. At the last stitch, cut the yarn from the skein and pull it through the loop, pulling the yarn tight to knot the piece. Welcome to the community of knitters. Once you feel that you have mastered the knit stitch, learning the purl stitch is just a matter of time. In this community, you will find a wide diversity of creative people from all over the world. All genders, all ethnicities, all conditions and characters are represented with their different histories and heritages, and you can now claim a place in our knitting family. Welcome, we can't wait to see what you create.